On the water, an adventure around this great brown land and beyond. Strap on your life jacket and get set to get wet on the water.
Now we're down in the pits and we're going to have a look at the anatomy of a blown alcohol displacement boat. This particular boat, Russell Palmer's Stone Cold. It's a 19-foot Stevens V-bottom running a 406 cubic inch small block Chevy. It's got an 871 Littlefield supercharger on it with methanol mechanical fuel injection. Produces around about 15 to 1800 horsepower and propels this boat to around about 135, 140 mile an hour. Let's jump inside and have a little bit of a look at what controls this boat. Okay, well, we just jumped into the cockpit of Stone Cold. We'll have a look at a few of the controls that go on in this boat. You've got temperatures for oil and water. You've got the tachometer, obviously quite clear. You've got warning lights in case anything fails or anything goes wrong. Engine-wise, the warning light will come on, warn the driver that he's got a problem, he'll get off it. You've got a boost gauge here to let the supercharger, you know how much boost is being pumped into the engine by the supercharger. Down here, the V-drive unit, around about 60% gears in this, which is very, very tall, gets the boat going very fast indeed. Right foot throttle, left foot is your cavitation plate system. So the cavitation plates, you push them down, pushes the nose of the boat down, slows the boat down, washes speed off. You let them off, the boat runs nice and high and flies and goes very fast. You've also got a manual adjustment for your cavitation plate system here to set the boat up for different conditions. So that's the cockpit of a blown alcohol displacement boat. All right, joining me now is the very tall, good-looking man, Russell Palmer, owner of Stone Cold. We're just going to have a little bit of a look at some of the gear these guys have to wear when they go racing. This is his race suit, completely fireproof, and of course he's got his racing booties on there to protect his feet. The interesting part of the equipment that these guys do wear is this race jacket here. It's a quite a thick jacket with big buckles on it and leg straps here to hold it onto the driver in the event of an incident. But the important thing about this jacket, these guys at 130, 140 mile an hour are wearing a parachute. This parachute's connected to the boat by a safety line. If Russell's thrown out of the boat, the parachute comes out, puts him into the water, feet first, face up, and hopefully he's okay in the event of an incident. So let's get down to the beautiful Hazelwood Pondage down at Morwell in the Gippsland area of Victoria. Let's strap on the life jacket, get set to get wet, and have a look at this fantastic racing action here this afternoon. Next heat of the Unlimited Displacement World Cup, and another high quality field of blown displacement boats. We got the K1 there with Chris Kenner out of the United States, the red boat in the field. Keep an eye on that one. Getting a little bit rough for these flat bottom boats. We'll see how he goes. Chris Palmer there in the Outlaw gets a hole shot, but have a look at Coldies getting a very, very good start there with Colin Johns. Colin Johns now pushing very, very deep into the bottom turn. In fact, it looks like Chris Palmer is trying to sneak up the inside there in the Outlaw machine out of Tasmania. Chris Palmer now just works his way into the lead as he storms up the front straight away. We got Russell Palmer there in Stone Cold running down the outside, and then Chris Kenner in the K1. Oh, smoke now out of the Outlaw. So problems again for the Tasmanian crew. It just has not been their weekend here in Hazelwood Pondage. But can Chris Palmer keep this boat together as he storms the Outlaw down the back straight away? He's being hotly pursued by Colin Johns in the Coldies machine. In fact, there's Colin now. He's been having a fantastic weekend. He has pushed very, very hard, and he's been very consistent and also very smooth. But Chris Palmer there in the Outlaws still manages to hold off Colin Johns, although we've seen a couple of puffs of smoke from the Outlaw machine. In fact, Outlaw slows considerably. Now Colin Johns in the Coldies machine moves up into first position, the little child's play. A beautiful boat. There's K1, Chris Kenner out of the United States of America, and they are having problems in these rough conditions. In fact, Russell Palmer there, the toe ball, having a fantastic run in his V-bottom Stevens, the stone cold machine. Oh, now the K1 dropping off the plane as well. Chris Kenner there, he won't be happy with this one. The beautiful American sailboat, the K machine, drops down into the water and off the plane. And this is Colin Johns, still the man to beat. The Coldies machine, he lights this boat up down the front straight away. Plenty of horsepower down on the water now, and he comes through, and he is leading this deal quite considerably now. Russell Palmer there, hard on the cav plates. He nearly gets thrown out of his seat as he comes down into the bottom turn. Checkered flag is there. Colin Johns has taken this one down. Russell Palmer has had a fantastic run into second spot. Now the K1 with Chris Kenner. He runs. He's obviously got the boat fired again. Don't know what the problem was, but it seems to have sorted itself out now. Watch him light it up down this front straightaway. These boats, the K, flat bottom American boats, very, very quick in a straight line, and the boat sounds dynamic as it storms down the front straightaway. But unfortunately, not Chris Kenner's day today. He picks up third spot, but not enough to do the business here. There's your winner, Colin Johns in the Coldies machine.
Well, that's it for another week. We hope you've enjoyed the show. So whether you're hanging off the wire or winning in national titles or even sailing over the horizon, remember, a bad day on the water is better than a good day at work. See you next week.